Hello and welcome to Isolocity's quick product tour. In this video, we're going to learn how to create a specification for our different parts. This can be done by clicking on specifications in the left sidebar. At different stages of creating a finished part, proper checks should be inspected to ensure the quality of the product. These checks need to be recorded and documented to show the inspection was satisfactory. The recorded checks can be created in the specifications module, which is a way to replace paper forms. These specifications can be tied to a specific batch or lot number that needs to be tracked. These checks can be for anything from receiving inspections to finished product inspections. Every time a part is created, the correct specification must be logged in a form that accompanies that finished part. So let's create a specification that can be used for all finished products and assume there is already a paper copy that needs to be turned into a digital copy to go paperless. So here is where we're going to build our template. This is not where we're going to be filling out the form. Users will be filling out this form in the inspections module. Let's go ahead and start by adding a specification name. So in this case, finished product form, followed by the specification ID and number. So this can be however you number your forms, or it can simply be the specification name entered again. It's up to how your business works. The next section for part or activity ID is going to be left blank. We're going to tie the specification to the part in the part manager. By adding a part here, that means that this specification will only be associated to this one part. But if it's going to be used for multiple parts, we're going to want to ensure we're adding it in the part manager instead. Next, I'm going to enter the revision level and date. You also have the ability to upload any supporting documents in this drag files or click to upload section. And you have the ability to enter any notes. So now I'm going to scroll down to the characteristics section, and this is where you're actually going to build out your form. So one thing to point out is that hovering beside characteristic, operations, nominal dimension, and tolerance, a little pencil will appear. And this will allow you to edit the headings to match your forms better. So if I don't want it to say nominal dimensions, I can change that here to, let's say, units. And you could see that it changed up here in the heading. Let's go ahead and build out our form. We're going to start by adding our first characteristic, which is about the correct label being on the package. Next, we're going to enter the operation, and this is a mandatory field. We recommend just adding the name of the form here, so I'm going to use finished product, but it can be anything that makes sense for you. So you have 4 options for the tolerance: pass and fail, acceptable or unacceptable, yes, no, not applicable, and text input. You also have the ability to add a number range if you select a unit here, which we'll do an example of a little bit later in this video. So for this specific line, we're going to select yes, no, not applicable, and make sure to hit save. So the next line is going to be about the batch number. I'm going to add that in. Again, adding the operation as finished product. And this will also be a yes, no, not applicable. And we're going to save. It's important that you save each line item to ensure that the changes are processed within the database. So next is going to be about the units on the package. And this one is going to be set up as a pass or fail instead of a yes or no. So I'm going to select pass and fail and save the line. Next is going to be set up using the nominal dimensions, or what we relabeled as units. This is going to be in regards to the temperature of the package. So what we're going to do is add in 20 here. And we're going to use Celsius. And then we're going to set up the range, +2 and -2. So that means anything between 18 and 22 will pass this line. Anything outside of that range will fail. So next, we're going to set up the stealing method of the package as a line item. And we're going to set this up as a text input so the user can add in if the description was satisfactory. So we're going to remove those and add in text input. We're also going to add a section for the QA signature. So that means we're going to click this box here for signature required, and that will allow the user to add their electronic signature. So it'll be time stamped with the date, time, and their name. And that we're going to also set up as a pass or fail, so they can do their checks, and if everything looks good, they can pass and sign off. And then lastly, we're going to add the presentation of the finished product. So is it acceptable or unacceptable? One more thing that I want to point out is you do have the ability to make the line items optional. So should you not need to complete that item every inspection, you would select optional so you can still close out the inspection without it. So now I'm going to click add new specification, followed by save specification. So now we can see all of the line items that were created. And we want to make sure we approve the specification in order to use it. So I'm just going to enter my e-signature here to approve it, and it will tell you who approved it and when they approved it. So coming back to the specifications list, you'll be able to see a list of all the specifications within your database, and you also have the ability to search by name if your list gets too long and you want to find something quickly. So once this is completed, you'll be required to attach the finished product to this specification, and that you'll see in the video on the part manager and creating a finished product. You can go ahead and watch that video. And then once it's done and attached, you'll be able to carry out an inspection for that part. So that's how you create a specification within Isolocity. Thank you.